Hi everyone. So today we are going to discuss how to take user input in Python. So Python allows user input. That means that we as a programmer are able to ask the user for input. Okay? So this method is a bit different in case of Python 3.9 and the other versions which are more than 3, and in Python 2.7. Okay. However, we will discuss the latest version of Python, that is Python 3.9. Actually, in Python 3.6 and Python 3.9, these versions uses the input function, whereas the Python 2.7 uses raw underscore input functions. So there's a slight difference. So let us see how Python input function works. Okay, so input function. So this function takes input from the user and then evaluates the expression. That means Python automatically identifies if user entered a string or a number or a list. Actually, this Python input function takes all input as string and converts them to integer or float. Okay, so let us do one program so that we can understand this user input function. Okay, so first we are going to see how to take a string input. Okay, so how to take a string input. So for this we can declare a variable where we can take this input by writing the function input, and you can print anything inside this input function. Let us say enter the string, as we are taking string over here, so enter the string. So simply you can write print and then str. So and then we can run this. Enter a string. Let us say hello. So this hello is getting printed over here, right? So this is the string input we have taken. Similarly, we can also take the integer input. So how to take integer input. Okay. So for that, similarly, we have to just declare a variable. Let us name it as integer underscore input. Let us name anything, and then again we have to write this input function, and inside this input function first let us write that enter the number, and because it's an integer, so in Python we have this option of converting the input in terms of integer. So you have to just simply write one int. Here you have to write int, so that whatever input you will take, that will be converted to integer. Okay, so by default Python takes integer string input, so the string will be converted to integer. Now here, after taking integer input, you can directly print it, integer input, right? Let us run this one as well, and let us make this thing as comments. So this part will be executed. So enter the number. Let us say 7. So 7 is getting printed. So here this in C, if you remember that we have this type conversion opportunity in C programming. In Python also, if you just simply write integer and then this input function, whatever you write, which kind of any kind of string or whatever, that will be converted to integer. So this is the way we should take the integer input. And the last, not the least, let us see how to take the floating numbers. Okay, so how to take input as floating number. Okay, so for that, similarly you can write that let us float number equal to, here you have to write float, and then inside you have to write input as usual, and then you have to write, let us say, enter the number. Okay, so here you are right, you are taking the input from the user, and then finally you are going to print it, right? So print float number, float underscore number. This is the variable that you have created over here. So it should take the floating number, and whatever input it will take, it will convert to the floating output, right? Okay, so this will be the output, which is floating output. Let us run it. So enter the number, let us say 5.5. so 5.5 has been displayed as the output. So these are the three ways by which we can take either integer or float or string. Okay, so this is called the input function, and this is how the input function is written in Python. I hope you understood this. Okay, so let us take one example of averaging averaging 5 numbers. Okay, so let us do it. Find the our next problem is find the average of 5 numbers. Okay, so for that, how you should take the input, user input. So let us write it, print enter the numbers. Okay, and then here you will take 5 numbers from the user. So number 1 is equal to integer, and then same thing, input. Here you can write, here no need of giving any print statement, simply we can write like this, and then this you have to repeat for 5 numbers, 3 4 5, just then change it, number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5. So by this process we can take 5 inputs from the user, and then finally we can number 5, and finally you can take the summation. So for that, let us declare one variable called total that will sum up all these numbers, number 1 plus number 1 plus number 2 plus number 3, number 4, and number 5. So this is the total of 5 numbers, and finally we are having this variable called average, avg equal to total total by 5. Now print this, print avg. Okay, so let us see how it works, how this program works. So here we have to enter the numbers. So 1, okay, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3.0, that is the average. So this is again a floating number is printing. So here you have taken integer, that's why it is actually printing it is actually ignoring the floating part. So anyway, this, otherwise we can also declare this thing as float here. Otherwise we can take here float total divided by 5. Let's see. 1 2 3 4 3.0. anyways coming same actually. 2 plus 1 3 3 3 6 6 plus 4 10 plus 5 15 divided by 5 3 3.0. anyway in both way it is correct only, right? So this is one program that you can see the input, user input. So there may be other examples as well which we can solve here, like find the area of a circle. Find the area of a circle. Okay, so how to do, you know that circle formula is find the area of a circle. So area formula of a circle is nothing but pi r square. Okay, so pi value we know that 3.14. so what we have to do, we have to first take one input, enter the radius, array di equals, enter the radius, and then here you take radius value, array di is equal to float. Let us take radius as float, no problem. Input, so here we are taking the radius input, right? Because radius is necessary for calculation of the area of a circle. And then we can find the area equal to 3.14 into radius into radius. Okay, so this is the formula for calculating the area of a circle. And then finally we can print it over here, print, just you have to write area, so it should work. Let's say a radius of a circle is, let's say 1.5. so this is the area of a circle. Okay, so this is a program by which we can see the user input. Okay, this program can also be done using a math package. Okay, just that you have to, everything will be similar, only thing is that if you want to use math package, okay, that is also a possibility. What you have to do, you have to simply write this area equal to math.py, area equal to math dot py dot radius into radius. Okay, so this math, this is available, so we have to import math over here. So automatically I have just clicked over there in the error section and math package has been imported, and then finally we are calculating that. So same way you can calculate the area of a circle using the math package. Okay, similarly if I ask you to find the perimeter of a circle, what you will do, find the perimeter of a circle. So just that you have to do 2 pi r, right? So here you have to write, instead of this, let us say perimeter of a circle. So radius input will be as usual as it is, simply you have to change here, because the formula of perimeter of a circle is 2 pi r, right? So 2 pi r, so you have to write 2 into pi is already there, 2, and you just have to remove one radius, that's all. So here you can write its perimeter salt. I hope it should work. Let's say 1.5 is the, so here is the perimeter of a circle, right? So these are the various examples that I have shown you on how to take input from the user. In other words, how to take user input in Python. I hope you understood and you have enjoyed. Thank you.